We're updating breaking news tonight. About 100 firefighters were called to this scene of a townhome fire near O'Hare. Authorities say one of those firefighters was injured after slipping and falling. The fire started in the corner unit of this complex before quickly spreading. Look at the flames. Still no word on how that started. We'll update this story tonight after the game on ABC 7.
Also breaking tonight, a freight train derailment on the south side near 99th and Marquette. We have confirmed that Metro trains are not being impacted. There are no reports of any injuries or hazardous materials. It's still unclear, though, what caused the derailment.
It is Friday. We're also keeping an eye on the weather tonight. There is some snow coming perhaps this weekend.
Now, our winter wonderland is going to be added and upgraded, of course.
Okay, yeah, right.
Some
It'll
people
be
call it
wintry.
You see our city over the weekend. It's going to get some more snow. It's beautiful. It's sparkling on this Friday. We've made it through to another weekend together after a work week. And what's going to happen? You might want to stay indoors because this, the snow is going to blanket everywhere.
Good, yeah. Meteorologist Cheryl Scott joins us now with the ABC 7 AccuWeather forecast. Hi, Cheryl.
I mean, what's a dusting of snow after what we've already...
That's true.
Right.
No, we're good.
Saturday.
We got the first one under our belt. Now we can handle anything, right? Temperature's doing a little bit better out there today. We're in the mid to upper 20s. Notice a little pocket of snow across the Great Lakes. We zoom on in. Some of this will be hitting our northern counties. Lake McHenry, watching out for you. Some light passing snow, flurries, and even some freezing drizzle possible tonight with this system that will be passing close to home. And then as we head overnight, we're mainly quiet and dry. So no big impacts here expected for our Friday night. Into our Saturday, we start off dry, getting in on some sunshine late morning, early afternoon before the clouds roll back in out ahead of the next round of snow. This will be moving in closer to midnight, really when we're sleeping overnight Saturday into Sunday. And this will be a quick moving system, but bringing us a quick accumulating snowfall across the area. We're talking about a ½ an inch up to about 3 inches of snow possible by Sunday morning. It won't be impacting us all day. Not a big system, but several rounds of precip on the way for next week. We're going to time it all out coming up in a few minutes, guys.
Cheryl, sounds good to see you then. We're talking to a local doctor about the controversial change today involving the hepatitis B vaccine. An advisory panel at the CDC says it should no longer be recommended for all infants right after birth. And this could affect millions of babies, and they are concerned it could lead to a rise in preventable diseases. Our Evelyn Holmes now with more.
The decision is a departure from U.S. vaccine policy, and while supporters applaud the recommendation, critics say the new policy could endanger children.
Having a Hep B shot at birth has been a long-standing practice, but some newborns will now no longer be advised to get one after the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, or ACIP, decided to remove the universal recommendation for the hepatitis B vaccine at birth. The change is prompting concern.
These decisions are not based in science, and so they're going to put babies at risk of getting a life-altering illness.
Rush Children's Hospital pediatrician Dr. Margaret Scotolero is among the public health experts and medical professionals sounding the alarm following the vote by the panel. The recommendation passed 8-3 to end the requirement by members of the panel who were handpicked by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has long spoken out against certain vaccines. He fired the panel's 17 sitting members this year.
The language offers flexibility, access, coverage at any time. I vote yes.
The panel wants the vaccine recommendation to be based on a mother's testing status, instead by relying on individual decision-making in consultation with a healthcare professional, meaning if a mother tests negative for hepatitis B, parents should decide with the guidance of their doctor whether the shot is right for their newborn. But if a mother tests positive for hepatitis B or has unknown status, parents should continue to get their newborn vaccinated. Hepatitis B is a liver infection caused by a virus. It is highly infectious and can be dangerous to children and infants and make them more likely to develop chronic disease. Critics say the new policy change could have wide-reaching consequences.
The problem is that the infants that do get hepatitis B usually are in that situation where they didn't know that someone in the family was a carrier of the illness.
The policy change change is not expected to affect insurance coverage. Although the CDC's acting director is expected to sign off on the recommendation, the change may not have much effect here in Illinois after the governor signed into law a landmark bill ordering the state's Department of Public Health to establish and publish its own vaccine guidelines.
The committee is expected in the near future to make other recommendations regarding older children and vaccine policy. Reporting from Rush Children's Hospital, Evelyn Holmes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Evelyn, thank you. Senator Dick Durbin getting emotional today as he talks about the DREAM Act. He introduced it in the Senate for the last time yesterday, as he's done every year since 2001.
There were times, though, when we passed it in the Senate, couldn't pass it in the House, passed it in the House, couldn't pass it in the Senate. And I remember one of those times, especially in the basement of a church on Capitol Hill after we lost. And I said to those young people, I'm not giving up on you. Don't give up on me.
The bill would allow children of immigrants living in America illegally to earn lawful permanent residence, and Senator Durbin is retiring at the end of his term.
Well, there was a show of support and faith today in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood. We spoke to people at an interfaith service about how things have changed since Border Patrol agents stopped large-scale enforcement in our area. Here's ABC 7's Sarah Schulte.
Greg Bavino and his Border Patrol agents have moved on to a different city, but faith leaders came together today to remind people that immigration enforcement is far from over, and it's important for Chicagoans to continue supporting neighborhoods like Little Village. A Muslim leader beats the drum to a Jewish rabbi's song about peace. They were joined by Catholics, evangelicals, Protestants, and First Nation. Chicago's Faith Over Fear movement has put religious differences aside to support people like Anna Cristina Bravo and her 2-year-old daughter. Their family torn apart when ICE detained Bravo's husband in October.
We worked as a team. There were the 3 of us here. I worked at night, and he worked during the day, and that way we can each take care of our daughter. And so I don't know why they said to separate us as a family. Speaking through an interpreter, Bravo says her husband was here legally without a criminal record or deportation orders. He remains in a Kentucky ICE detention center. I also had to lose my job because I don't have anyone to watch my daughter. And on top of that, because I have the ankle bracelet on. While Border Patrol agents are no longer here, religious leaders remind residents ICE never left.
We're coming together saying this isn't a time to just lay low and do nothing, but how do we prepare for the next wave coming? New Life Center CEO Matt DiMatteo is a Little Village resident. He says since Border Patrol left, church attendance and businesses are starting to bounce back a bit, but people remain scared. The winter weather and real ice haven't helped. Las Camales owner Cristina Gonzalez says sales always drop with the first snow. Well, it's been tough. Gonzalez says if there is a silver lining, the spotlight on Little Village during the past few months has brought Chicagoans in from different neighborhoods.
My servers are also saying, wow, I don't see my regulars, which we know that, but they're seeing so many new faces and so many new demographics that we're so blessed and happy that we do have this support that is coming from all levels of the community.
The Faith Over Fear movement continues to grow. The first Friday of every month is called Faithful Fridays. Next month, religious leaders will gather on the South Side. In Little Village, Sarah Schulte, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Sarah, thank you. World Cup matchup set. Team USA now knows who they'll face in the tournament.
Making breakthroughs in type 1 diabetes research, how one local group is leading the charge to change treatment.
It was always like this time of year, right before the gala. So it was me and Julie Newman that did it here.
Yes.
Testing.
Testing. Sorry. Did you hear? Oh, sorry. Swami. Yes. Just.
The U.S. men's national soccer team now knows who it will face at next year's World Cup. Next summer's global competition will take place in cities across 3 different countries, the United States, Mexico, and Canada. ABC's Christian Cordero has all the details from the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C.
The stage is set for Team USA in the 2026 World Cup. Today's World Cup draw deciding which teams play each other in the group stage of the tournament. Kicking things off, the leaders of the 3 host nations automatically placed as the top seed of their respective groups, as the nation's capital transforms to the football or soccer capital of the world.
It's a momentous occasion. I really don't think people here in the States understand how big a deal this is. This is bigger than the Olympics. This is bigger than the Super Bowl.
The U.S. men's national team leads Group D and will play
Australia, Paraguay. They go into Group D.
The winner between Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, and Kosovo.
Head coach Mauricio Pochettino spoke with our Alex Prochet as he prepares to bring the U.S. to victory.
We want to do our best and to give our best to that sport, that is soccer.
The World Cup now less than 200 days away and already making history. For the first time ever, the tournament will have 48 teams, several qualifying for the first time. Witnessing history firsthand will be a feat in itself.
We've set a record on ticket sales, as you probably heard already, even long before the event itself.
More than 2 million tickets sold so far, according to FIFA. The first match for the U.S. is in Los Angeles on June 12th against Paraguay. In Washington, Christian Cordero, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Christian, thank you. Local group is set to break records as it moves to change the way type 1 diabetes is researched and treated. Breakthrough T1D Gala, it's just around the corner. And joining us tonight, Michael Mayberry, T1D Illinois Executive Director. Great to see you again. And Dr. Anita Swami, Medical Director of Chicago Children's Diabetes Center and Distinguished Clinician at Lurie Children's Hospital. What a title, Doctor. It's great to see you. It is a mouthful, yeah. This gala, Judy Sue is emceeing with you guys. It's here, huh?
It's here next Saturday.
Yeah, it's
8 days away.
And Michael, just tell people a little bit about T1D and what it does for families and so many people who have diabetes.
Sure. So the gala is our biggest fundraiser of the entire year, but the organization at large has been supporting T1D families at all ages and all stages for years. We now know, however, that type 1 occurs in multiple stages, not just a one day overnight like I was 25 years ago when I was diagnosed. So we now know that you can take a very simple blood test and determine whether you are at risk to develop type 1 or not. To date, we've done 3,500 tests all around the country, including some right here in Chicago where Dr. Swami is doing them for us.
What is the gala about? Because it raises a lot of money. I mean, it is critical to what you do.
It does, yeah. It's our biggest fundraiser, as I said. So it supports everything that we do from start to finish. The entire pipeline of research helps us accelerate research to cure, prevent, and treat this disease. It's the biggest party of the year. 1,500 people will be there. 400 volunteers will be there. It's an amazing night for us.
I mean, 400 volunteers, so many people who just give their time to make this happen. And speaking of time, Dr. Swami, your research, it's so great when we have local doctors like you on that are changing lives in the world, and you're one of them. Can you just tell me a little bit about your research into type 1 diabetes?
Sure, and thank you.
Yeah, sure.
With the help of Breakthrough T1D, they allowed us to have a grant so we can screen families at our clinic at the Chicago Children's Diabetes Center. It's at La Arbita Children's Hospital, so it's in an area where people might not have the ability or the resources to pay for the screening themselves. So now we're getting this screening available to everyone when normally it would cost perhaps a couple $100. And to date, we've screened over 170 families or people.
Sure.
And the resounding message is that they were grateful. They're grateful to know the information, even if they screen positive. Because as Michael mentioned, when you're diagnosed, it's one day you're fine and the next minute you're on insulin shots numerous times a day and checking your blood sugar, and life's never the same. This allows us time for the families to accept it, to learn about the diagnosis, and also learn about clinical trials and therapies that exist to actually delay the progression of type 1 diabetes.
I'm pre-diabetic, and so I've had to make huge diet changes because of doctors like you. And you're seeing all sorts of people, right? This goes across the spectrum of ethnicity and age, right? And what do those people say to you when they come in and you sit with them and tell them, hey, look, you've got type 1 diabetes?
So I think you mentioned you had pre-diabetes, Rob, and that's usually type 2. So we know before you have type 2 that we have a pre-stage. Now we know that there's the same thing with type 1, and we never knew that before. These families, unlike type 2, it might be something that goes for a long period of time without knowing. Type 1 is like this. So now they know years in advance, and they say, this is difficult to know that I might have this, but I really appreciate the information, and now I can be prepared.
Yeah, and potentially save your life or certainly
Absolutely, and they can
it.
prolong how well they do by diet changes potentially, but really also intervening with clinical trials or drugs that exist to help us now.
You've shared your story before, right? I mean, yeah, and you are type 1 or type 2?
Type 1.
Type 1, okay. So there are a lot of people like you who go to this gala, right?
There are, yes.
And families, I mean, is it a gathering not only to raise money, but to learn, as I'm constantly doing with folks like you, and also have a great time?
It is, yeah. So we have a huge group of people, obviously local families, local companies, local philanthropists. It's one of the biggest galas in all of Chicago all year long. It's a great night to support us at the end of the year and really toast all the accomplishments we've made to date, but also set us up for a future where we're free from type 1 altogether.
Yeah, it was Giving Tuesday just the other day. Those who can't go to because you said 1,500 people, I mean, it's a big event. Are there other ways that people watching can help your cause?
Of course, yep. So tickets are available still. You can still buy a table or buy tickets. Saturday, December 13th is the big night, 5:30 p.m. But of course, you can make a tax-deductible charitable gift, to Breakthrough T1D.
We'll post that.
At any time.
Yes, and we'll post this interview in its entirety on our website and app too. Doctor, before we go, do you have any advice for people who find this out? Like you said, you snapped your fingers and all of a sudden you realize you have type 1. Do you have advice on how people can deal with that, I guess?
Sure, I think that's a really heavy and good question.
Yeah.
And that is what we found is we had all this information, and how do you actually relay it? How do they deal with it? How do you cope? And it is that we can do this. This is manageable, and now we have the time to actually maybe even intervene so that you don't have to have the same experience that people years ago did, and that this will be okay. And we are here to support you.
I remember my grandma had type 1, and at that time in the 70s and 80s when I was just a boy, nobody knew a lot about it, and we certainly didn't talk like this about it.
Right.
Yeah, and so this transparency is greatly appreciated. And thanks for all your work.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is great to see you again. Will you tell Judy we said hi?
I certainly will. See you next time.
Yeah, she was off, Cheryl, and, and you're doing all the work today.
I know Judy looks forward to this event every year. Yeah. Michael always comes in to support this event. And Dr. Anita, we love having you in. I learned so much just now. Great questions, Rob. Really important event, very impactful.
You stay proactive, as you know, Cheryl.
Yeah, you have to learn and live and do the things right. So thank you both. Best blessings to your gala next week. Party with a purpose, I always call it. Well, thanks for that. Still to come for us tonight, everybody. We have the 911 calls that are connected to actress Tara Reid. They have now been released. What they reveal about that night that she stayed in a hotel in Rosemont. And then there's a live look outside tonight. We've got some freezing drizzle that could hit parts of the area. What you can expect for your weekend. We have your AccuWeather forecast on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. The village of Rosemont releasing 911 calls from the incident involving actress Tara Reid.
Patient's going to be on the 4th floor, laying on the floor of the hallway.
Patient contact, she's awake and breathing. Obvious intoxication.
Police say they found Reid unresponsive in the hallway of Doubletree Hotel near O'Hare last month. The American Pie actress filing a police report days later claiming a drink she had at the hotel bar was drugged. The Rosemont Public Safety Department eventually determined there was no evidence anyone tampered with the drink. Reid releasing a statement tonight saying, quote, "No one ends up in the hospital for around 11 hours from drinking wine alone. I hadn't taken any medication that day, and I know something wasn't right." She goes on to ask for privacy.
It is time for our weekend forecast, our new favorite camera,
Yes.
Navy Pier. It's cold out there, and it might be a little snow covered by Sunday.
I think it's going to look really pretty.
It's good from here, right?
Yeah, the Winter Wonderland look at Navy Pier. It's Winterfest is going on.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on there. And Christmas
ice
trees, they're
skating.
going to give some trees, I think, this weekend as well.
Yeah.
Cheryl is here tracking the weather for us. Are we done with the deep freeze here for a little bit?
Yes.
Oh,
we are we're climbing out of the
Right, yeah. Cautious, yes.
The heart of that very cold air mass was with us late last night into the early morning hours. And then we climbed to 30 degrees today. That is an improvement for sure. Live Doppler 7 max right now. We're mostly quiet, and all of us, a lot of us, I should say, staying snow free. However, closer to the state line, Lake County right now, getting on a brief little batch here of some snow showers that will pass on through, moving to the east. That will be passing on top of Waukegan there. So anyone in Lake and McHenry, some passing snow showers tonight. It will be short-lived and then quickly move on out of here. We start tomorrow off dry, but more snow on the way. Accumulating snow in the forecast late Saturday and into early Sunday. Temperatures here in the 20s, still about 10, almost 15 degrees below average. But outside right now, a live look, we do have those clouds in place. Temperatures doing a little bit better as we are into the mid to upper 20s. We'll fall off into the upper teens, low 20s overnight. But a far cry from yesterday. Today's high up to 30 degrees, and we really did rebound, and we started the day off at 9. The average high, 40. So we did make up some ground for sure. Rain off to the south of us. We're watching this little batch of light snow moving across parts of the Great Lakes, and that's why we do have that snow shower chance across our northern counties, even some light freezing drizzle. So just take it easy on area roads, back roads, side roads if you're heading out late this evening into the early morning. Tomorrow morning, we start off with cloudy skies. And then as we head later in the day, we'll get some gradual clearing late morning, afternoon. So fitting in some peaks of sun before the snow arrives. It's not after until 8, 9 o'clock. And a lot of this will be falling while we're sleeping. So we'll be waking up Sunday to a fresh coating of snow. It will move in after about 11 o'clock, spread in early morning, 2, 3 in the morning. You can see the snow falling across the area. And then 7, 8 a.m., pushing a little bit farther off to the south of I-80. We'll leave some flurries, some lake-enhanced flurries here behind this system, but the main batch of snow truly out of here by about 9, 10 a.m., fitting in even some sunshine before the sun sets on our Sunday. This is a quick-moving system. It is not going to bring us a lot of snow, but a brief round of accumulating snow expected, about a ½ an inch up to 3 inches max across our area. The higher totals off to the south and west. But this is also interesting. So many of us already getting in on that snow for this season. You can see the snow cover across the country. 45% of the U.S. covered with snow right now. And we'll be adding to this into next week as we're tracking multiple rounds of these clipper systems. The parade of clippers on the way. As we head into our Monday, we're dry, but overnight Monday into Tuesday, a quick little round of snow, and then into late Tuesday and Wednesday, the next system, which will bring us a mix of rain and snow added to the forecast, with our temperatures long range staying near and below average for tonight. It is chilly out there, but not as cold. We're looking at snow overnight Saturday into Sunday. Brief break on Monday, AM snow showers Tuesday, a little bit of a mix there on Wednesday. And behind that system, again, we're turning much colder. Temps back in the 20s, guys.
A lot of snow in that 7-day, Cheryl.
Good, yeah.
All
On and off, yeah.
All right, thanks so much. Well, sounds of the season all around the Chicagoland area.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
A suburban choir brings joy to Lurie Children's Hospital. We'll tell you why. For one member, the songs are songs of gratitude.
Such an inspirational story on the other side of the break. A Christmas concert today carries extra special meaning for a Vernon Hills family.
Christian Picos takes us to Lurie Children's Hospital for a story that's making Chicago proud.
Christmas is coming, the geese are getting fat.
The peaceful sounds of the season echo throughout Lurie Children's Hospital, thanks to Vernon Hills High School students.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
This cheerful chamber choir lifting spirits with moving melodies for so many here over the holidays.
It's really nice making people happy because it's like spreading a nice message.
For Vernon Hills High School junior John Ziegelbauer, this special performance for Lurie Children's is in many ways his way of saying thank you.
I love the concept of saying thank you. Like, it's just the staff were so great here, and there were just so many nice people I met here.
During his freshman year, John was diagnosed with a rare chronic disease, making it nearly impossible for him to eat and drink without support. He was admitted to Lurie Children's Hospital for about 3 weeks his freshman year, potentially jeopardizing his dream of singing with the Vernon Hills High School Chamber Choir.
And I was really concerned about being able to sing again. You almost forget about singing because it was impossible to sing.
It's incredibly difficult when your child is sick.
John's mom, Michelle, says even though her son was discharged from the hospital, he's still facing a lifetime of lifestyle changes, like his diet to control the disease. Despite the new obstacles, John never wavered on his musical ambitions.
Just so proud of him. Really, really proud of him. He just never gave up.
He was ultimately selected to perform in the school's chamber choir, making him one of the group's youngest members at the time.
To see where he started and to where he is now, to see that he's stuck with it, to watch that kind of quiet behind the scenes growth is pretty awesome.
A moving holiday message for all of us to never give up or to lose hope.
The thought of performing for the people that helped me, it's nice feeling like maybe I'm kind of helping them.
Looking to the future, John tells me he hopes to pursue a career in medicine after receiving outstanding and compassionate care here at Lurie Children's Hospital. We're in Chicago. I'm Christian Picos, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's a feel-good Friday story for sure. I mean, just warms your heart. And he said he's so thankful and grateful.
Yeah.
I mean, we could all learn a lot from that. And they sound beautiful.
Right? That's what we were talking about in that hospital lobby. Right. It was like a symphony. Yeah, it was just wonderful.
Harmony.
Yeah, for his family and his mom, it must be kind of surreal to go back after that was a place that your son battled a serious disease, to be able to go back and have moments of joy.
Sing gratitude. I mean, it goes a long way. You know, he wanted to thank everybody who got him to this point, and that's what this season is really all about.
I know the two of you just want to sing now after that. Right?
After hearing them,
go to the
they are
Children's
a chamber choir.
Right.
That's very different from me and Cheryl.
They are elite.
If you stuck,
we are not.
If I could stand in the middle of them and then just move my mouth, I think I could pull it off and probably.
You could sing real low.
That's true. Jingle bell. We got a game on, and then we'll see you after the game on ABC.
Very late.
Yeah.